Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Helen, and today we are going to talk about knitting because I knit too. I knitted first and then I did crochet now, and I want to talk about knitting. I would like to talk about the ways and the different techniques of knitting that I've seen on the internet and here on YouTube. I feel like it's very fascinating, and there's so much techniques that I would like to try. So yeah. Hello everyone, this is me editing like the day after of filming, and I just wanted to touch on a few points that I kind of missed yesterday while filming. It's basically that I have to do more research because that video wasn't fully formed yet. And I feel like I should do this to not only help you but also help myself. That doesn't pain my neck and also stabilizes the working needle. And by the end of all this research, I would like to put all the information that I've collected into a document or a spreadsheet or PDF, like a beautiful, elegant PDF. No guarantees though, but I really want to do it, and I think it's gonna be a nice challenge. Anyways, back to the video. So the first technique, you've probably seen it before if you ever searched up one-handed knitting on YouTube, is by putting the needles in between your knees or your thighs and then having the other needle be controlled by your arm and hand, your hand actually. That's the way that I do it. I still do that now because I feel like it's the easiest way to do it, because I don't know the other techniques yet, so I only know this one. So the second way or technique that I can do it is by using a knitting belt. I think that's the right term for it, and by having it strapped on your stomach, and by using double pointed needles for your knitting needles instead of single pointed needles. And I haven't tried it yet, but it looks really interesting and I would like to try it. And it also, you have to use the continental knitting way, I haven't learned yet. I'll link the video down below because I think it's very interesting, and I think that everyone should watch it if you are trying to knit with one hand or you're interested in knitting, because I think that's also another way. Too bad the person who made the video doesn't make any more videos about that style of knitting with one hand, because it would be really beneficial and helpful for me and one-handed people who are interested in knitting that way. But I think if I learned, I will definitely do tutorials on that subject. The alternative to knitting with the needles in your knee is there's this device where you can put the needles on the device, one of the needles on the device, and then you hold the other needle. And I found this shop, website kind of thing, called Tadak. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but basically it's a professionally done device that can hold crochet hooks and knitting needles. We're talking about knitting in this video, so we're only gonna focus on knitting. So for the knitting needles, you basically just insert a needle any size that you want to and screw the screw. It's hard to explain, but essentially it can hold a knitting needle so that you won't need your knee to hold the knitting needle. And I think that is great. The concept of that is great, but the thing is, I've never tried it before. That's the other thing. It's pretty expensive. It's $100. I don't know if it's $100 US or whatnot, but still pretty expensive. The only con I have with using the knee, I'm not sure if the Tadak you're allowed to raise the elevation of the device, but for me, when I knit using my knees as my hands to hold the knitting needle, it gets tired and my neck is sore after a while. Like, I'm trying to find a way that I don't need to knit while looking down, because that really strains my neck. I'm just looking at ways, and I'll keep you updated when I find something new, or like when I finally figured it out, because I really want to solve this issue, because I love to knit, but it's just the problem of me looking down, and also the other stick, like the other knitting needle. I don't have a place to put it, and I feel like my stitches are going to be lost into the abyss if I don't steady it with something. I think the knitting belt would be a solution to stabilizing my knitting needles, but the knitting belt is pretty expensive. But if you look at it in like let's say like a long term, it's not that expensive because you're using it for the rest of your life. So, it's an investment for sure. But right now, I'm just happy where I'm at, and I will be continually finding new ways to do knitting and crocheting better. Hi. So, one more thing. Honestly, like, whoever invented, well, I don't think someone invented it, but whoever thought of the idea that knitting with the knees, or knitting with only one hand, or crocheting too, crocheting with a device that can hold the crochet hook, whoever thought of that, or like maybe multiple people thought of it, but thank you so much, like so much, because you were the stepping stone of innovative ideas, I guess. And thank you so much to whoever thought of this concept of doing things one-handed. I feel very blessed to be in this day and age where there's YouTube, and I can just search up crochet one-handed, and I can sort through the results that I get and find what I need. I'm just very grateful to be living in this age, because if I were living in like 50 years ago, I don't think I would have the same opportunities as I do now. Thank you to whoever thought of or innovated the idea of crocheting with one hand and knitting with one hand. So I just wanted to share my 2 cents with you all, and to talk about what I found in this YouTube space and on the internet and everything. If you have any more resources that I haven't mentioned, please comment down below, and please share this video with someone who needs it. And if you have any tips on how to do knitting better with one hand, please comment down below or DM me or whatever, because I would love to know. I would love to know your secrets. I'm sure that you have some hidden somewhere inside your belt. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye. So for sure, I am going to make some tutorials of how to knit with one hand, because I feel like that's very important. And also this is for another video. There's a few videos about knitting with one hand, but there was nothing on YouTube about crocheting with one hand. So I would like to fill that gap and make some videos about crocheting with one hand, because I can do it. I'm going to show you all a video, insert video here, I guess, about me crocheting, and it is possible. It is totally possible. Hopefully my videos will be concise and informative for you. So far, I'm still a beginner at crocheting, but I've learned a few stitches and a few ways of crocheting and stuff like that. So I know the single crochet and the half double crochet and the single crochet back loop only and the slip knot. And with that, you can create a hat. Insert video right now. This is the bucket hat that I use a tutorial, like I watched a tutorial. I'll link the tutorial down below, but essentially that's what I'm making, except the only problem is that it's too small, and I don't know what happened along the way, but yeah, essentially that's what I'm making. Just pretend that it's a bit larger and it fits my head. I would love, love, love to make videos about crocheting and knitting, like a step-by-step tutorial of how to knit, like how to do a knit stitch, how to do a purl stitch for knitting, and then for crocheting, like, you know, single crochet, half double crochet, and all that stuff. I can't wait, and back to the video.